everyone, this is Brock from Teach Brock Code, here with episode 6 of the Razor Page tutorial. Like I said, today I'm going to talk about models in Visual Studio, and then we're going to move to the database. Actually, we'll start with the database and build some tables there. I have two tables in mind that I think we're going to need to bring this project together in terms of actually building a maintenance log and how it should work in my head. And let's get started. So I'm gonna go to SQL, log in, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna right click on tables here and go new table, and we're gonna jump right in and just make an ID, and that's an int. Do not allow nulls, remember, on that. And then down here on the ID, yes, that way, there you go. Okay. And then a name. And let's go varchar, let's make it big, 100 characters. And that's all we should need, an ID and a name. And then, you know what, we'll add an oil type ID. Okay, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this in a moment. So now save this table. We will call this one maintenance, if I can spell that word, maintenance type. Yeah, I like that, maintenance type. Okay, and we'll create another table. So right click on table, new table, and again ID, and that's an int. And it gets to be a pain, but always make sure you do this, or you'll have to start over with that. So. And do not allow nulls, and then let's do name, and again let's do varchar 100, and let's call this one oil type. Okay, so we've got those done. Let's go to our log actually and go to design. So here we're going to add an oil type ID. And this is just like we did with vehicle ID. That way the tables are linked, they're joined that way. So we can make the relationship. So oil type ID would just be an int. And then maintenance type. Okay, save that, and what I'm going to do is split screen this. So we have all the information we need. Come here, right click on models in your project, add class. Okay, call this one the same as the table, so we'll make, which one do we have? We don't have any open. Oil type, I believe, is one of them. Oil type. You can right click on the database. As you see, they're not there, so refresh, they'll show up. There, all four are there now. And then you can see ID. So remember, prop, tab, public int ID. Very easy to make it. And then we have a string, tab, name. And that's all we need for oil type as of right now, I believe. And then we have maintenance type. Come here, get the columns. And again, right click on model, add class. And for some reason, I really can't spell that word. I have to, feel like I have to look at it every time just to spell it. Maintenance type. And again, prop int ID. And we just always try to make this simple by using name. I mean, I know it could be viscosity, I guess, for oil, because that's probably, it's going to be something along those lines. But always try to make it easy. Be much easier to remember later when everything's ID, name. Okay, so those are added in there. So now we're going to do the CRUD for the pages. So come to your pages folder, and we are going to right click there, add a new folder. Just like with the other ones, write the name, oil types, add the S at the end, plural for pages, and that way it doesn't confuse a namespace with a type. And then we could add the other folder now too. Actually, I am going to copy that word and just add an S at the end. Okay, so come in there. I'm in the maintenance types. Add a new Razor page. We want the CRUD. And for the model class, come here, go maintenance type, and use that context. Leave the rest as it is, hit add. We're going to do the same thing for oil types. So just right click, add Razor page, CRUD, oil type, and do that. So if you come back here to the log, let's go to the right click here, go relationships. And we had this relationship set, which was the log ID to the vehicle ID. That doesn't seem right. This should be the vehicle ID in the log to that. So fix that. So yours might be wrong too. There you go. And then also add one there. And the new one will be maintenance type, ID, and the log will be maintenance type ID. Nope. Let's see what it says. Columns in table maintenance type do not match an existing primary key or unique constraint. Okay. I did not go back. You have to delete that. In the new ones we made, one thing we didn't do, and I'm glad I didn't. This way I could show you. Bring this up, go design on oil type, ID, right click on that, set it as the primary key. Save that. And then go to maintenance type, design, ID, set primary key, and save. Okay, so let's try that again. Add relationship. And we want to make this the maintenance type ID to the log maintenance type ID. Okay, and did this one save before? Vehicle ID to that, okay. Close that, hit save on that, a little warning will come up telling you what tables will be changed. Okay, and that is changed. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go into the maintenance type design on that. Relationships. And we're going to add one here. And we're going to have oil type ID as the primary key. The maintenance type will be oil type ID. Okay. Close that. Hit save. And there you go. They are saved for now. So now, what we're going to do next is we can full screen this. Sorry, it wasn't full screen before. And we will take those pages and add them to the layout page so we could actually get to those types. So let's go to the shared folder. And we have two layout pages, so I'm going to do one and then just copy and paste into the other one so they have the same. So copy and paste that twice and then change it to, let's see, maintenance types again. And that word, if you're like me, you could just copy it over. And maybe we could think of a better, how about services? Isn't that, I guess that's what a garage would call it. And then oil types. Here. And we could have that here. Okay. Actually, let's go back to the database quick. Let's add some rows of data in one of these. Let's maintenance type. Let's edit here. And let's go with the oil change. Okay, one thing I'm noticing, oil type ID. Oil type is going to be driven, is only going to show on our create page if there is oil change selected in the drop down for type of maintenance. But actually, oil type ID would not be needed in this table. I think what we're going to do is move that to the log also. So let's go there quick. Let's go to design. Not the oil type. Go design in the maintenance type. Come here. And let's delete that. So, and it'll tell you that will also delete relationships associated with that ID. So we deleted that. Okay. Save that. And let's go back to the log. Right click on the log. And let's make another relationship. So come in here and now we will select oil type, ID, and that oil type ID I created. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I think that'll make a lot more sense going forward. So let's close this. And let's go back to that let's go back to edit in the maintenance type. So now it will just be the name after the ID. So we got oil change. Let's go with tire rotation. Let's go with wiper blade install, because you probably want to know how long they last. And let's go with what else do we do? Let's see. Let's go with spark plug. Change. Okay. So there's some choices. That way we'll see some stuff in the log. Okay. Now let's take these rows here that we put on the layout page, and let's put those in the layout 1, just so it matches. We have that page also, the layout index that we made for our home page. Okay, now let's run it and see what it looks like so far. It's not going to look like much yet. Okay, let's go to, you can see the bar change, so now we have our other choices here. Under services, we have an invalid column name. See? This is what I thought we would get. I never took it out of the model. Okay, so the model has to match the database it's associated with in the app settings file. So being that it's connected to that database, it's looking based off the model name matching the table. It's looking there and it's saying, I don't know what this is. I never saw this before. So let's, so much open here. Let's go back to our maintenance type, and let's take that line out. Or actually, yeah, take that out. I think we already had it. We did not add it to the log. Oops, should have copied it here. So. And here we added maintenance type ID. And oil type ID. Let me just verify that's what we called them. And it's nice when you keep your SQL open. It's a nice cheat sheet on the side. So, and always make sure your string and date time, everything matches. If it doesn't, it'll also. Oh, and now we have a build error. So, maintenance type does not contain a definition for oil type ID. Let's see. And no accessible extension method oil type ID accepting a first argument or type maintenance type could be found. Okay. Okay. So, because we already made that, there is going to be an issue with the maintenance type pages. Yep. It automatically stood it up. So the problem with what we did is now it's in a lot of places we have to remove it from. So let's take it out of there. Out of the delete page, out of the details page, and out of this page. Actually, did I get it out of the, nope. checking these one more time to make sure I got them all. Okay. And then we're also not going to see them on the CRUD pages under logs because we added those after we did the CRUD. So you kind of want to do the CRUD after you set up your database, and that is the reason why you would do your database first, usually. So. And now there's only one more. I want to make sure. Let's try that again. And now we're running. So try to get everything done in the database level first. That way you know what's in your model before you do your CRUD. Okay, and now we have our services. We have our oil change, tire rotation, wiper blade install, spark plug change. Don't have any oil types yet. We have our vehicles that we made, and we have that. One thing is, I think we, before I end this video, I think we should do some data annotation. I don't like how that says vehicle ID. I feel like it should just say vehicle. So, in order to do that, you go to your model class, and now you can do this for any of them. We pretty much only need it here for vehicle. So above the one you want to now data annotation, in case you don't know, that's basically what will display on screen. So it's an easy way for it, wherever it's used on screen in HTML, it'll write it like you put it here. So I could put, you know, the word automobile, you know, over vehicle ID, and it'll never say vehicle ID on the screen from that point forward. So model, you're gonna put square brackets and then the word display, and then name equals right there, and then in the quotes put what you want to call it. So we could call it just vehicle. Okay. Normally, because I already brought in data annotations up here, it was able, you saw display was already there when I started typing. Otherwise it wouldn't be unless you used the using statements, but they were already there here. Okay, and let's just run it and just see one done. And then you could change the other ones however you want them displayed. Okay, so you can see under the log we have vehicle now instead of vehicle ID, so that looks much better. And then you can see this right here, we didn't add it yet, but we didn't add it yet to the pages, so it's not displaying on the index. We will do that, but we could just change that here to maintenance type. And then oil type we won't display on this screen, but we'll keep it on the details page. So, because a lot of things won't have an oil type unless it's an oil change. So it would be useless to have it on the table, but on the details page, we'll set it up, we'll write it in Razor in a future episode when we have some detailed logs in our database. So that way, when it is an oil change, that field will only show for those records. So that's what we'll be working on next. And now we have maintenance type, and then we're not going to do a data annotation for oil type ID yet. Well, I guess we could. It will be showing on the. It will be showing in the future. So let's call it. Oil viscosity. How do you spell that word? Is it viscosity? Viscosity. I don't know. I'll have to make sure I spell that right. So, and that's it. And then that's how you do data annotation to display names. That's how you bring in models. That's probably the biggest thing you're going to be doing, using either MVC or Razor Pages, whichever route you go in C#. You're probably going to use SQL Server if you're using C#. They go hand in hand so well, and really glad I could show you a little bit more, go over that one more time. I don't think we need any more tables, so we probably won't be adding any more of them. So I'm excited for direction this goes, and can't wait for episode 7. So thank you for tuning in. This is Brock from Teach Brock Code.